Long ago, King Xerxes of Persia ruled over a vast kingdom. In the opulence of his palace, he threw a magnificent feast that lasted for 7 days. On the 7th day, in a moment of pride and perhaps intoxication, Xerxes commanded that his queen, Vashti, appear before his guests to display her beauty. But Vashti refused the king's command. This act of defiance rippled through the empire, and Vashti was swiftly dethroned. Xerxes was left without a queen, and so began the search for a new one. Esther chapter 2 verse 3. Among those brought to the palace was a young Jewish woman named Esther, who was raised by her cousin Mordecai. Though she was of humble origins, her beauty and grace captured the attention of the king. But Esther harbored a secret, her Jewish identity, which she kept hidden at Mordecai's council. Esther found favor with the king and was crowned queen, but the weight of her hidden heritage loomed in the background. Esther chapter 2 verse 10. While Esther settled into her role as queen, an evil plan was brewing in the shadows. Haman, a high-ranking official, grew enraged when Mordecai, Esther's cousin, refused to bow before him. In his fury, Haman devised a plot not only to destroy Mordecai but also to annihilate all the Jews in the empire. Esther chapter 3 verse 8. Mordecai uncovered Haman's wicked plan and sent word to Esther, urging her to go before the king and plead for the lives of their people. But there was a problem. Approaching the king without being summoned was punishable by death. In a moment of profound decision, Esther fasted and prayed. She knew that her position as queen was not an accident, and perhaps this was the very reason she had been placed in such a role, to save her people. Esther chapter 4 verse 14. After days of prayer, Esther approached the king. As she entered his throne room, the tension in the air was palpable. But instead of condemning her, the king extended his golden scepter, sparing her life and inviting her to speak. Esther, however, did not immediately reveal her request. Instead, she invited the king and Haman to a banquet. At the banquet, the truth was finally unveiled. Esther revealed her identity as a Jew and exposed Haman's plot to destroy her people. The king, enraged, ordered that Haman be executed on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Esther chapter 7 verse 3. In the aftermath of Haman's death, a new decree was issued allowing the Jewish people to defend themselves against their enemies. When the appointed day arrived, the Jews rose up and were victorious over those who sought to harm them. Mordecai, who had been elevated to a high position in the king's court, led the Jewish people in celebration, and the festival of Purim was established to commemorate this great deliverance. Esther chapter 7 verse 27. This is a timeless story of Esther, an ordinary woman who became an extraordinary queen, risking her life to save her people. This is a reminder that God often works behind the scenes, weaving together events for His greater purpose, even when we cannot see it.